welcome back to my channel. If you are seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm Kelechi Mgbemena and it's good to have you here. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my step-by-step process on how to create click-worthy thumbnails that are guaranteed to get you views. So now to get started, there are usually 4 steps that I always take whenever I'm trying to create my thumbnails, and I always put these steps into consideration. I want you guys also put them into consideration because they will either make or break your thumbnail, make or break your content as a whole. Because again, remember, your thumbnails is like your gateway to views and then potential subscribers, right? It's the first impression you're going to make on YouTube, and you want to make sure that that first impression really counts. You want to make sure you grab that attention. So I'm going to be focusing on basically all of these. So the first thing I always do is to research. So secondly, after researching, I then create the content. In this case, take the picture, right? Thirdly, I edit the content, and then fourth, I kind of like proof test it to see if I like it or if someone else would like it or if you guys would like it, basically. So the first thing I like to do is research, right? So if I have a content idea, I like to see what is already available already on the platform and see how I can also use it to my own advantage, right? Because what we want to see is what the audience are really responding to, what kind of thumbnails really appeal to the audience. So I'm going to take you guys along with me with the entire process and show you guys how I do my research when I'm trying to create the content. Cool? Amazing. What I'm trying to do is about trying to tell a story based on the thumbnail. So when they see your thumbnail, they should instantly know what the video is about, and that way they can decide if they want to watch or not. So what I like to do, since I'm going to be doing like a basic eyelash video, I'm actually about recording it. But I wanted to like take you guys behind the scenes so you guys can actually see how it happens, so you guys can create with me as well. So I'm going to go over to YouTube, since YouTube is a platform I'm going to be publishing in. So I'm going to search for how to fix false eyelashes. Okay, so now I want to focus on the top results because it shows that these contents are sort of like, I want to say the best, or they perform well on YouTube. One, they are focusing on the application, have a tweezers, the eyelash, it's really up close, so no need to take a picture like this because you want to see it's super detailed. Basically, I want to see how I can replicate this, but also put like my own spice. And so now guys, we have an idea of the kind of thumbnail we want to create. So now that you guys have seen basically how I do my thumbnail research, if you have a mood board, you can add it to your mood board, pin it somewhere, or maybe screenshot it and have them somewhere so you can use that as your inspiration when trying to recreate yours. Now that we have that idea, we kind of know the kind of look to go for. It's now time to start creating, right? We're going to start creating our thumbnail. And personally for me, I love taking pictures. I love taking pictures because they are a lot more intentional, they are a lot more high quality, and I feel like when you are being intentional with your thumbnail, you tend to get a higher result than just taking a screenshot from your video, because again, when you take pictures, it's basically thought out. You have to think of it before you actually start taking pictures, obviously. So I always advise to take as many pictures as you possibly can. You definitely want to have a lot of options to pick from. There's nothing as bad as, you know, filming an entire day and then maybe taking 1 or 2 thumbnails and then realizing that they are either blurry, or you're out of focus, or it's not high quality, or you don't like how you look in the picture, or something might just always be off. So you want to make sure you have like 10, 20, 30. Sometimes I take like 100, I know, but again, with this, more is always more. So now I want to take as many pictures as I can, even though I already have some that I can definitely work with. Okay, so after taking all the pictures, we're going to go ahead to just preview all the pictures and then select the ones that we want to work with.
So we're going to preview the pictures and select the ones that we want to work with.
So now this is where the magic happens. This is the third part. This is basically how we edit the content. Now I know I've watched a couple of videos on this platform on how to create thumbnails, and I feel like people mostly focus only on the editing part and not realizing that you have to have a picture to actually edit, and that picture should actually be intentional. So you have to do your research before you actually have something substantial, something valuable to edit. Again, like I said, it is a process. Follow all these process step by step and you would have amazing results, like amazing results. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Okay, so if it's working for 10 people, try and see if it will work for you. That's why you do research. Okay, so in this case, there are a lot of platforms for you to edit your content on. We have Photoshop, depending on your level of expertise. We have PicMonkey, we have Canva, which is what I personally love and I use, like, amazing. We have you can use Snapseed on your mobile phone, Pixar, like there are tons of editing apps. You can even use your Instagram stories app to edit. Yeah, but in this case I'm going to be focusing on Canva because that's what I personally use. It's what I would recommend anyone, and it's what I use. Basically, I have it on my mobile phone and also on my desktop. I'm going to be using the desktop version just because we want to get work done really fast. Go ahead, open it up. I use the pro version just so I can have a lot more flexibility with it.
Hey guys, so this is what Canva looks like. I'm just going to go ahead to create a design. I'm going to be using the YouTube thumbnail format. Again, this already has format for whatever social platform, whatever content you're creating. While I'm letting this load, I'm going to just go over to where I have the pictures and look for the pictures I want to work with, kind of preview it to make sure that they're the right ones. And cool. So now that they are a-okay, I'm going to go ahead to just import all of that. I'm going to upload it onto Canva. I'm going to click on that upload tab and just drag and drop, and that should upload in a couple of seconds or minutes depending on how large the files are. So now that the files are on here, I'm just going to drag and drop that. Now for this, typically I want it to be as detailed as possible, so I'm going to literally stretch it out so that way it is zoomed in and it is super detailed. I'm going to stretch it out. I'm also going to align it again. With Canva you have flexibility, so I'm going to do the same thing to the other picture, and I think I'm going to be working with this one. So what I like to do next is to go over to my text. And with text you have a lot of options, guys. You have a lot of options, but I just like it very basic and very straight to the point. So I click on heading and then I type whatever I want to type. So in this case we're writing a productive, or we're filming a productive filming day. It's a productive filming day in my life, basically. So I'm going to align that properly and center it up, keep it to the point whereby it is showing and it's not distracting. And this is the fonts that I usually use. Again, with creating content, you want your font to be as bold as possible. This font is actually okay, but this is the font that I usually use for my content just because I like it to be a bit branded and uniformed. Now this is okay, but I'm just going to align it properly, make sure that it is spaced out, increase the spacing so that way you guys can see all the text and all the words, so that way it just looks more pleasing to the eyes. This is what it's looking like right now. Maybe I'll just stretch it out a little bit so that way you guys can boldly see the text. And with text you want it to be legible. That is something that is always key when creating content. Again, I like to pick a color. I like to duplicate it and use a different color so that way it pops even more. So it's like a 3D effect I get with my text. It is optional again. Okay, so this is what it is currently looking like right now. So personally for me, I like to have like a border around my text so that way it stands out a lot more. I'm just going to copy and paste it from my previous edit and put that border around my text. You can use this in different colors, red, green, pink, but I like black just because I feel like it's more aesthetically pleasing. Again, if you want your text to pop even more, I go ahead to use some sort of like a plain background and put that behind the text. You can change the colors. Let me change it to brown, you know, different colors, just so text can pop even more. But in this case, I think the text is it's popping without the background. So I'm just going to delete that because we don't need it. But typically I always do that. I always put like a background underneath my text, just so the text really pops a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna just copy and paste everything, but this is typically how you want your text to be. You want it to be as bold as possible. But just so I can explain to you guys what I'm talking about, let me just duplicate the files and use a cursive font so you guys can see the difference between using a cursive font. I see a lot of people use cursive fonts and it just does not work because it defeats the purpose of the content. This is a cursive font, for instance. Let me zoom out because most people watch content on their mobile phone. Let me just zoom out to like what it looks like on a mobile phone. This is potentially what it looks like on a mobile phone. As you guys can see, let's do a test. Which one looks a lot more legible? Which one would you prefer? Which one can you actually see what the content is about? Obviously this one with the bold text, not this one. So I'm going to delete that one instantly. Again, looking at the options, let's just compare these two fonts, Cold, Smooth and Tasty, compared with the chairs. Which one is more legible? Obviously the one by the left. So I'm going to delete that and then just copy and paste the fonts, the format, everything. Delete the pictures on the next picture and change text. So in this video we're talking about eyelash tutorials. I'm just going to type that out, eyelash tutorial, and do the same thing, stretch it out to the format that I want it to be, keep it by the side. Again, I don't want it to obstruct my image. I want the text and the image to be able to stand on its own, and we want there to be a little bit of contrast between the picture, between the background and the text. Again, you can see the white stands out on the background and the black stands out on the next one, right? So you want to use a color that really stands out. So what I want to do now is just download it. I'm going to save it in PNG and download the file. That is literally it. That is how to create fonts, create thumbnails on Canva. It is so simple. It is beginner friendly. I'm just going to name it YouTube thumbnail and save it on to my desktop.
Done. So I'm just going to go ahead to open up the thumbnails that we just created, and this is what it looks like. So this is one of the thumbnails that we just created. Now it is detailed, it is bold, it has the eyelash, it has the text tab bold. You can see this from this angle, or if I decide to reduce it, you can still see it. The text is still very bold, it's not cursive. Again, same thing with this one, a productive filming day. Short, straight to the point. It is short, it's about filming. If I decide to zoom this out a bit to like a mobile phone format, you can see that I can still see the text. It is very legible, it is very readable, but it still gives me and still tells a story. So this is how I create a thumbnail. This is how you want to create a thumbnail. So for my last step, this is something I usually do whenever I'm conflicted or I'm not sure of which picture I want to use, what font I want to use, what text in the thumbnail I want to use. Most times I have like duplicates. I have like 2 to 3 samples to pick from, and then I share it with people, my friends, my family, my audience, so that way we can have like an outsider's perspective or an audience perspective of which thumbnail works better. Because odds are, if you have 2 thumbnails and 10 people click on one, or 10 people prefer one thumbnail over the other, it means that that thumbnail potentially would do well on YouTube. So sometimes if you are conflicted and you're not sure, have a backup or 2, maybe a backup, two backups or 3, depending on how flexible you are. Send it to people, post it on social media, post it on your YouTube page, and see which one your audience prefers, which ones they resonate well with, and pick that one. So in this case, I'm not sure which one I'm going to be picking, so you guys decide for me. Which one should we go with? This one right here or this one right here? So let me know down in the comment section which one you want. This is 1 and this is 2. I think I like 2. It's like 2 is very personal. Oh, I love 2. 2 is framed to perfection. I love 2. Let me know which one you guys prefer so that we can actually use one of these as our thumbnail, because I'm going to be using this as my thumbnail. Feel free to let me know. I'll put a poll over here so you guys can help me decide on which one we should choose. This again is 2 and this is number 1. I'll put a poll so you guys can choose which one you want. I'll also leave the pictures over here so you can choose which one you want, so we can actually use this again. So this is me actually practicing my steps as well. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. This is how I create my thumbnail. And I feel like when people say or ask for, oh, how do you create thumbnails, they usually think of the editing part. They forget that it's an entire process, from getting the idea or the concept to actually taking the pictures and then now editing it and also like testing it as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely let me know down in the comment section. Feel free to comment down in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are as well. Take this poll, let me know which one of these pictures you guys prefer so I can use it in my upcoming video. Might have even posted that video. But I would love to hear your inputs and your suggestions as well. Okay, so leave all of that down in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to attend to you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, again, don't forget to let me know down in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next video. Subscribe, check out my other videos over here. They are amazing. You will love them. Start creating content, start your YouTube channel and start growing. I'll see you guys in one of my videos. Till we meet again, stay fabulous and stay blessed. Bye guys.